Anytime I see that scene, I get really emotional because, it's a true life story. And yeah, we made a film out of it, but it was people's real life experience. It was a lot being Tizzy. It was a lot making the film itself. Hi, I'm Chuks Joseph and I'm a Nolly icon. I would say I became an actor over time because I grew up watching a lot of films and I'm that guy that you'd always come to. What's the latest film? Then we used to have DVD plates and all that. So I think over time watching films and, just being a movie guy sort of just built that desire in me. But I wasn't fully aware of that desire until 2020 when I did a modeling contest and I came up as the first runner-up. That's the second position, and I got it's a scholarship because I did not pay for it. It was a 3 month course to do a film diploma course, yeah, at Royal Arts Academy. So I went there. I got introduced to the world of filmmaking, and I fell in love. So I think over time, watching films and now being in the film space, I just told myself, yeah, let me try this, and here we are. Tunde Savage Schooled.
Ooh. Oh, Lele. I don't understand. Hey, Shay did not see queue here. Why people jump in the queue? I don't understand why you are here.
So my boys and I should queue with you guys based on,
Well, apparently, yeah. You people have to queue.
Schooled is a very special thing to me because that's like the first thing that ever came out. That's the first time I had random people coming into my DMs to tell me they were fans of my work. So Schooled was a series about being in secondary school, and it's about our Nigerian urban myth, Bush Baby. My character Tunde Savage was the principal's son, the younger son, and I had like my older brother, the school senior prefect, yes, the SP senior prefect. So when you have the principal as your mother and your elder brother as the senior prefect, you kind of slowly become a bully. So yeah, Tunde Savage was a bully, a corny bully,
Right.
and he wasn't all that smart. He wasn't book smart. So it was a very exciting project for me because I was fresh into filmmaking. That was my first year, 2021. I think it was my second role ever. I got another role which we acted and the film never came out, but that's like my unofficial first movie role, and I kind of did great. But now watching Schooled and seeing what I've done, there's been lots of changes, and it's nice and it's exciting for me to talk about it because then I used to struggle. Then coming on set, I used to struggle being Tunde Savage because I was playing something I wasn't in real life. If Tunde Savage was Chuks, like my character, it would have been easier, but I was playing something that was entirely different from who I was in school, from who I am in real life. I struggled a little being Tunde Savage, but yeah, it came out and it did really amazing.
Fine. Just know that I would remember this.
Yeah, Tunde Savage it was the introduction of being different characters for me. Uchenna leaked.
From all the points I have dropped here today, you all will agree with me that leadership goes beyond reciting weak nursery rhymes every chance you get.
I remember when we made Leaked. It was an experience. Yeah, I made amazing friends on that set. Yeah, I didn't really do so much on Leaked, but I think Uchenna is a sort of he's not exactly a bully. He's just trying to fight for his rights. He wants to be a prefect, the senior prefect, and you have Moses, the Prince Charming of the school, having the most beautiful girl as the girlfriend, and now about to have his position as the prefect. So Uchenna is just a boy. He's just a boy that was jealous of Moses and he was just trying to get on Moses' last nerve. Moses is a rapper, so that's why I hear him saying weak rhymes and all that. Once I get a character, I want to understand what's the character's motive. Uchenna's motive is whatever that has to do with Moses is bad vibes. So Moses' girlfriend's stuff got leaked, so he has to ride on that so that Moses would be bad. Schooled, Tunde, bully. Leaked, Uchenna, bully-ish. Yeah. So I think these producers just see what they see, and I think maybe because of how I'm built, my body and how my face is, it just comes off as hard, bad guy. They see me and they think I can pull off the role. So when we went to audition for Uchenna, I actually read for Moses, but I don't know what exactly happened. So they gave me Uchenna as a character. So I auditioned for it, and yeah. Tizzy, Dark October. Anytime I see that scene, I get really emotional because, it's a true life story. And yeah, we made a film out of it, but it was people's real life experience. It was a lot being Tizzy. It was a lot making the film itself. And, these are like things you do and you get to ask yourself questions. Like, how was I able to pull it off? Because man, like I was naked in the street and we were making this film, but being able to pull off this film and this role, and it was my first lead role in a film, and it's a true life story. You have all this pressure on you. It was challenging because I had to get it right. When we auditioned, we weren't exactly sure of what we were about to do. When we got the script, we saw the name. I knew about the story before. I'm like, God, let it not be this. Let it not be this. I read the script. I didn't know when I started tearing up reading the script. So that was how I knew I was in for it. It was hard to get into character. It was hard to maintain being in that character. It was hard to just give real emotion. But at the same time, it was a blessing to me because I felt blessed being the one person singled out and chosen to be the center and the focus of this very important story. Yeah, I'm there. I've bagged this role. Oh my days, I'm about to do this. Will I be able to pull it off? So I had these conflicting emotions, but one thing that held me together was I knew I just had to get it right. It is important to tell these stories because if we don't tell them, someone might just be on the internet one day and see the hashtag and maybe decide to make a film of it. We had to tell the story because this could have easily been me. I think I was able to play this character because of the experiences I had in school myself. After this film came out, a lot of people that never knew about this story went back to make their research on the story. The memory of the guys that were lost was still fresh. If this film was not made, these guys and their stories might have been forgotten, sort of. So I feel like to an extent, this film has brought up their names again. So whatever justice they did not get then, at least, there will be some sort of closure.
I go by the name Tizzy. I got my boy Big L out here. You know. Nah, have to go game. I said I go by the name Tizzy.
So we actually made a recording. We made a song because these guys, they had a song they did. There's no love in the heart of the city. We made our own version of it, but we couldn't clear it because of some things. But we did this. We recorded this freestyle just for this scene. So, and Big L, that's Muna, is a dope artist. Oh my days. I give him most of the credits. I just did one or two imputes for some lines. He did most of the work. Yeah.
So what's up with all this music stuff?
Music is my life, baby.
Music is life.
It's the hustle and the grind for me.
And school is?
School is. It's not like he did not value the relationship he had with his girlfriend. He valued it. He respected the girl. They had a very amazing relationship.
No, it's nothing like that, oh my guy.
Where exactly is he like?
Look, it's just I haven't been around lately.
No, guy, wait till they talk. What do you mean by I haven't been around lately?
Hey, chill now.
Sure, we know they see you. Wait till you.
Scenes like this actually made this film a bit easier for me to do because I had similar experiences like this in school, like I told you. I had someone I borrowed money to, I lent money to rather, and I went to pick up my money and they beat me up in their lodge and chased me. They even collected my phone. This is Chuks, not Tizzy. This thing was difficult because they were supposed to have a ninth class here and they were supposed to do so many things that we had to rush this scene. So we did it. But I had like my amazing guys, my friends, Big Girl, Tamuno, and Chiboy. You know, we just all we had great synergy. That's one thing I appreciate about making this film. We had great synergy amongst us. So it was easy for us to like, you know, despite everything that was happening on set, we just had to like find the balance around. You might get a script a few days before filming, maybe because they wanted to go with someone else, or things just happen and shoot has to be done when it has to be done, and you're given a script to study in like the next couple of hours, maybe in 2 days or 3 days, and you have to be someone entirely different. Maybe depending on the workload, it might be a little bit easy for you if you're not playing like a very prominent character in the film. But you know, not having so much time to prepare, it's sort of a challenge, but we're actually gangsters in Nollywood. Sometimes you get a script a night before you are going to film and you get it done and deliver. So I think to an extent we're round of applause for everybody doing an actor in Nollywood. You're doing so well. When you have so much so much happening around you and you also have to still be in character. So that's a little bit of a challenge, but you get used to it and you always find a way around it. So I kind of call myself a bad guy. Not a bad guy, a hard guy. I barely cry. I can't remember the last time I cried. But Dark October I was gone. There's so many BTS pictures of me gone. I was in so much tears. Like after rolling, someone had to hold me. And I'm telling you, this was in a marketplace, noisy. But for me not to be distracted and still be that deep in my emotions, it sort of unleashed a thing in me I never knew I had, going to some like deep parts of me to get these emotions. And these emotions were pure. It had nothing to do with what we were doing at that point. This was just me being vulnerable and putting myself in the shoes of people I was playing their story. That's the purest form of emotion I've had in a long time. A supporting character can not deliver, and yeah, but if as a lead character you don't deliver, that means the film is a flop. For me, I don't put pressure on myself. I never do that. I think it sort of helps me go. But on the line, somewhere there, you could just, you know, have that feel of, nah, I had to get this right. There are like people around you. You have to carry everybody. Everything is just revolving around you. That means you have to give 100. So that's a little bit of pressure, but if you know your onions, that's even a driving force for you to kill it. Tears in my eyes. I was trying hard to imagine what these guys must have felt the morning. It's easy to talk about it, but imagine like you're about to be killed. Bro, everything you saw there was real. In my head, I'm like, oh my days, what if this was me, October 5th, 2012? What you saw there was just little we could pick up, and it turned out great. It turned out really emotional. Now imagine like the main guys that went through this. Imagine the shame from that point of going to Wisdom's house to the death of Tizzy. That was like the most challenging part of making. When I talk about Dark October was challenging, it wasn't hard for me to start crying because, bro, I was scared. I was scared to my pants. Like, I was so scared that at some point we had to pause. We had to pause filming at some point because I was scared. I was scared that when I started crying, I was crying not because I was acting or, bro, I was crying because I was scared. I thought legit I was about to be killed. That was how deep into the character I was then. So it was really hard. That's the most challenging thing I've done so far. Bro, that's not an effect. The thing, the mucus from my nose, that's not an effect. That's Bro, in my entire 20 years of my life, even when I lost someone really close to me, like a parent, I did not cry to have muko to come out from my. It got so real that the real vigilante around this area we filmed had to come to take us because they thought they caught real thieves. The women around there, the market women, were crying because they thought they were actually killing like real thieves around there. So for a film set to look that real, for it to look this real, now imagine the main real life event, the incident itself. Bro, I never wished this on my worst enemy. They were tortured from like around 5 or 6 a.m. They were caught till 10, 11, 12 noon. That's like almost 5 hours of being beaten, being shamed. Bruh, like I can't. It's a lot. It's a whole lot, and may their soul rest in perfect peace because I believe this film would bring some sort of closure, or just just maybe remind God that these guys suffered, and maybe they should be resting. If they are not resting well, if there's no AC in their room, let them put AC for them wherever they are in paradise, please, because they went through a lot. Actors and crew work really hard to bring the films we love to the screens. Please support their official release. Thank you. Lashe, Madam Koi Koi. This is happening whether you like it or not. Please. So this is like the scene that everybody talks about, the rape scene. That's another challenging thing I had to do because I've never even thought about it. So having to play a character where you force yourself on a lady, I was conflicted that day. And thankfully, that was the only scene we filmed that day. I felt bad before we started filming. I felt bad as we were filming. I felt bad after we were done filming. I felt bad the entire day up until the next day we had to come on. I think I did not film the next day. So I had like a day to just ease it out. So it was tough. It was tough being the bad guy.
Please.
We can do it the easy way or the hard way. Personally, I prefer the hard way. I have arms. Playing this rape scene was a little bit easy to navigate through because of Ejiro, the lady that played Ibukun. She's a friend and we spoke about it. So we were able to discuss and I sort of asked her things that we could be able to do, like, the limits. It was also with the director and it was a long conversation because we had to get really comfortable because it was uncomfortable for me to play. It was uncomfortable for her to play too because she was at the receiving end, I was at the giving end, and it was a very awkward. It wasn't just a nice situation, but yeah, we were just told to be as real as possible. But it's camera. We did some camera work, and we made it work. To me, I feel like it's important, or it was important to show this because it happens. It happens. So if we had told you guys that Lashe raped someone in the beginning of the film, it would just be a thought. It wouldn't be engraved in our minds watching the film as much as it is because it was shown. So I believe it had to be shown because it happens. It happens in even really crazier bush path. It happens. It happens, and it had to be shown. But I'm glad our technical guys were able to not show like some really crazy parts of the body of Ibukun. Lashe is just a stupid boy. So Lashe is sort of similar to Tunde. Tunde's own was Tunde in school was that his mother was the principal, so he could do so many things. But here, the principal is like Lashe's guy because the fate of the school lies on Lashe and his friends, going to the competition, winning and getting the money from the competition. So he sort of had his wings spreading in school. And trust me, when we were in secondary school, we had guys like this. Maybe they weren't really like bad. Even some of them were not as brilliant as Lashe, and they could do like all the things they could do in school and get away with it. But now imagine you're brilliant, you are the school's champion, you're kind of buff, you're fine, everybody wants to be around you. It sort of gets into your head, and for Lashe, it's all got into his skull. Amanda, Now imagine you are the evil kingpin in school, and one girl comes into school and she doesn't rate you. First, Amanda shuts him up in class. Teachers don't even do that to Lashe. So for a student to come to class and shut him up, he had to know who that girl was. And he's trying to be all Lashe-ish and introduce himself, and the girl doesn't give a flying hoot. Now he had to show her. Lashe was a blessing to me because when I came to audition for Lashe, I did not come to read for Lashe. I came to audition for Tokumbo, one of Lashe's friends. And, you know, as fate would have it, director made me read for Lashe that day and I played Lashe. Lashe is the most viral, character I've played because, Madam Koi Koi was a really viral film and a lot of people watched it and, a lot of people hated Lashe and hated his guts and everything Lashe did in the film. But one thing I take away from it is it was a very, very believable performance. Even me, sometimes I don't believe the things I did in Madam Koi Koi because, bro, how would one small boy like that have so much power, have so much authority to just do the kind of things Lashe did? So that's Lashe's story.
Gentlemen. I was just on my way to go and check up on you boys. How's it going?
You could see how he's smiling, holding his books and, being all... Bro, that's pretense in the highest level. If I want to analyze our film, I want to ask myself, does Mother Superior know about Lashe and his shenanigans? Maybe. But she doesn't really know like the bad ones. She just knows that maybe because he's that good, it can get into his head. So she sort of knows, but man, can overlook it. He got what he deserved at the end. Obum, Afamefuna. There are some parts of Afamefuna scenes I was filming on my birthday this time last year. So, there was just this, it's my birthday feeling and I'm making a film and I'm on set doing something I like. And I'm Igbo and it was really nice being on that set and, making a film where I'm speaking my language. Although it was a little bit hard, it's easier to speak and, converse with family than, coming on set and everything is all, in my language. So it was a little bit hard, but it was a special film. It is a special film because it has a lot. The film is not just about me. I didn't even play like a very big character. So it's about the embodiment of the film in itself, showcasing how rich the Igbo culture is. I wasn't speaking my own dialect of Igbo. I was trying to speak like the regular because most times when you go to all these Igbo markets, you meet Igbo men from Anambra and there's a way they speak their own Igbo because there's in one particular scene I had to do the whole L, instead of Brazil, they call it Brazil. Was Lonadino instead of Ronaldinho. So those are like the R and L thing. So I had to so those are the little struggles I had when I had to I wanted to specify speaking that particular Anambra dialect. And in some scenes, I think I did well.
Obum, Obasaragi, Obasaramu.
That's a very funny scene, man, because it's a struggle for me being loud. Like most times I try as much as possible to be loud. La, 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 la. Even when I do it, I just find my energy go down. The person where I had more scenes with was Kanayo. And it was insightful because we're doing an Igbo film, but in moments where we're changing or we're having our break time, he sits you down, myself and the other guys. It tells you stories, it gives you insights about the Igbo culture. The man is a book of knowledge, yeah? So that one is actually, we see the whole Kanayo, the ritual vibe, but outside that man is actually a very smart person. So he has very smart conversations with you. He just has that very fatherly vibe around him. And he made it really comfortable and welcoming and warm for us to film with him.
Which was, let's say, the most fulfilling or your favorite character?
So, The most fulfilling would be Lashe, because Lashe was a character that it took me places. But I think my favorite would be Tizzy on Dark October, because that was a film that showed me the emotions and my depth as an actor. I never knew I could do that. Actors and crew work really hard to bring the films we love to the screens. Please support their official release. Thank you. Hi, I'm Chuks Joseph. Please keep watching Arrow House Entertainment.